It's grind season. Like, seriously. Like, we need to be locking in. We need to have a talk right now. Guys, I've shown you everything you need to know about wholesaling, right? I've shown you what to do, how to call, who to call, when to call, and the lists, the skip tracing, the software, the free data, the free, like, I've given you everything, right? I've given you the shovel, I've given you the pickaxe, I've given you literally all the tools you need for success, right? Like, I don't think it's ever been a question of, oh, there's just, I don't have the tools for it, or I don't have the ability, or I have no money, what do I do? Like, it's not knowing that, right? It's always that X factor, right? It's always that one variable away that's keeping you from becoming successful. And that thing is you, or heck, your grind, your action. The amount of effort that you're gonna be putting in the next 30 days is going to show exactly how rich or successful you are going to be. If you're asking yourself, how am I gonna make a change, or how do I make a big change in my life? This is it. Like, this is your little winter arc, your little winter attack mode, right? But you gotta understand, if you actually decide right now to lock in, like you really decide that, hey, I'm gonna go all in on myself. I'm gonna go all in on getting rich right now. I'm gonna go all in on wholesaling and finding motivated sellers and calling and texting and digital bandit signs and just marketing in general. You're gonna have a completely different life in the next 30 days than you have now. Like, your life is never going to be the same if you decide to do everything I tell you in this video. This is why we're having a candid talk right now. This is why we're having a serious one-on-one conversation. Your life will be completely changed in the next 30 days. In the next 60 days, your friends, your mom, like everyone around you, your loved ones and friends or whatever, they're not even gonna be able to recognize you in 60 days. And in 90 days, you ain't even gonna be the same dude or the same gal, right? Because you're gonna become a more polished person. You're gonna be a stronger person. You're gonna be a way more confident man or woman. And you're gonna be able to be a person that can control their own destiny. And from the time that you're gonna hit all these things from the time now, it's just the work. Like, there's no other way I could tell you. There's no sugarcoating this, or there's no like easy gap or big difference here, but you just gotta do it. Guys, where I'm at now, right? I've done over 8 figures of assignment fees, and hopefully one day we can hit 9. And obviously, I know we will pretty easy, but like the beast that I've become, the multi-millionaire real estate extraordinaire type guy, right? That version of Zach Ginn was not decided today. That version of Zach Ginn was not decided a year ago, right? I started wholesaling real estate 8 years ago. That version of me that I'm 25 right now, the version that I am now was decided 8 years ago. I decided to become that man at 17 years old. I know it sounds crazy, but I decided that I was going to go into real estate. I hate to say like I was going to become, like I never thought I'd actually be a millionaire with real estate wholesaling specifically. I thought I could make like 100K, invest it in rentals, and then become a millionaire doing that. But like actually like making $1 million plus every single year, and we're usually doing that in a month, right? That's the crazy thing, right? Like I'm doing not just $1 million a year now, but like millions of dollars every single month. I would never thought I was going to hit that. But one thing I always told myself was the version that I am now was decided at 17 years old. And I didn't know exactly how I was going to get there, but I knew what I had to do to get started on that journey. And for me to get started on that journey, I just had to get my first wholesaling deal, and then my second wholesaling deal, then my third, and then my first 100K, then my first 500K, then my first million, and then 2 million, then 3, then 4, then 5, 6, and then just like, okay, well, how do I just make more money this year than I did last year? And then you just start building and building and building and building. And the craziest part about this entire journey was I decided to get to that goal, right? To get to where I'm at now, I had to first lock in on myself, eliminate the distractions, and go all in on just getting that first deal, which I'm just asking you to do, right? I'm not asking you to make 14 million bucks. I'm not asking you to make $100,000. I'm just asking you to get your first deal. And heck, if you got your first deal, I'm just asking you to make your first 100 grand, your first $1 million bucks, right? And the thing about this is you decide you were going to be that man or woman that you want to be now. Like, it's not decided when you get rich. And so what I'm asking everyone to do is 2 things. First, make that decision you are going to be that person. Like, actually believe it can be done and believe it will be done. And then from there, act as if. Now, that's a weird thing to say. It's like, what do you mean act as if? Like, seriously, like act as if you are going to be a guy who is going to be destined to make $1 million plus a year wholesaling real estate. And when you act as if, you start asking yourself things, right? What would a millionaire wholesaler do? right? And so one of the largest and probably biggest phrases that ever happened in religion, right? This isn't a religion talk, but like I kind of use this example a lot because it's a great mindset frame to be in. But like, I think 10 years ago, it was way more popular. I don't ever see this now, but like, have you ever seen those car stickers that say like WWJD? Like, it was like, what would Jesus do, right? And the mindset frame of that was like, hey, you know, in Christianity, right, Jesus is supposed to be like the greatest person ever. And I'm paraphrasing this. Don't attack me in the comments, but like, he in that religion and in many religions, like he's like the person you want to be, right? Like he is like top dog, the top person you want to emulate in life, right? Seems like a pretty cool dude. And so your question was, if somebody cuts you off on the road, what would Jesus do? Would you flick them with your middle finger and cuss them out, or would you forgive them, right? And so like that type of mindset was actually overall a great thing. It's like, what would that person you want to be like do? And what I'm asking you to do is act as if you're a guy making, you know, $5 million a year wholesaling real estate. How would, not exactly like, oh, what you do, I got to spend 40 grand a month in market. Like I'm not asking you to do that, right? What I'm asking you is, what would you do with your mindset? What would you do with your life? Would you start feeling like a loser every day? You probably wouldn't if you're making $5 million. Would you feel sorry for yourself all the time? You probably wouldn't feel sorry for yourself, right? Would you wake up in the morning early, and would you actually go out here and like not sleep in bed or lay in bed all day? You wouldn't do any of that stupid stuff, right? What you would do is you would go out here and just start grinding. You'd start working. You just wouldn't make excuses in your life. But the thing is, right now, you're not that person, right? You're not making $5 million a year wholesaling. You're not making your 100K. And so the only way we're going to start doing that is if we start acting like that person. We start thinking like that person. And Earl Nightingale said this, and absolutely one of the best YouTube videos of all time. I really need to put it up below, but like he did a whole talk, I think in the 30s or 40s, just be like, basically his whole gist was act as if. And the best way to get that job is just start believing you're going to get that job and acting as that manager, right? Like make decisions like a manager makes. Start acting like you belong in that role. And it's kind of like fake it till you make it, but it's not really fake it till you make it, but like, you know what I mean? So the point here is start thinking like a successful wholesaler. Stop having excuses. Would a wholesaler who has the dream life and the dream income and all these things, would they be scrolling on TikTok for an hour a day? Would they be watching cat videos for hours and hours? Would they be complaining about things? No, right? They wouldn't make an excuse for their life. They would only blame themselves on the actions they've done. And so you got to just start asking yourself, right? Like, what are we doing? You know, when are we going to stop playing this game with ourselves and actually start being towards that role? And the cool part about having that mind frame of, hey, I want to make $1 million, right? I want to be a millionaire through the power of wholesaling. It's like, okay, well, is what I'm doing right now getting me closer to that goal or not closer to that goal? Are my friends in life helping me achieve that goal, or are they getting me farther away from that goal? So asking yourself, like if your buddies want to go drinking on Thursday at 5 p.m. and you could be putting bandit signs out, or you could be reverse trying for dollars, or you could be cold calling 5 to 7 p.m., the best cold calling time, you probably shouldn't go out to the bar. You probably should just be out here cold calling, right? So the thing is what you're doing going to help you reach that goal of getting those deals and making money or not? And most of the time, probably not. So stop doing that, right? And if you stop doing stupid stuff and you start doing things that a rich guy does, you'll probably end up being more rich. I mean, this is just pretty common knowledge, but it's something that you're going to find that you're going to start doing. And so once you start being insanely self-accountable, you're going to start hitting your goals. You're going to start hitting exactly the dreams you want. And so just understand that nobody's here to save you. Nobody's coming to go help you. There's no crazy assistance. No one's going to be holding your hand. It's kind of lonely out here, right? It kind of sucks to be by yourself wholesaling. That's why I have a free community, right? Go to freewholesaling.com. It's all in there. But like, guys, you only have one life. You only really have one shot, one opportunity to really go out here and make the most of this. And if you're watching this as a young man or woman, it's even more drastic than ever. And I'm 25, so like I'm not the old man talking to the 18-year-old, but I feel like it sometimes, where it's like the greatest time to start a business, right? The greatest time to get into real estate is really that 16, 17, 18, 19 age, right? Anything above that, it just gets exponentially harder to get into wholesaling. And I'm not saying that, oh, you're 50, you should quit. It's just harder. Like if you're 50 and you're married and you have 2 kids, like I was talking to a guy today, he is married, has a job, and he has 6 kids. It is way more difficult for that man to get his first deal than the 18-year-old that has no girlfriend, no boyfriend, right? They have no kids, right? They're not married. They live with their parents, right? If they fail, they're still at mom's house, right? Like the risk isn't there. So you could go all in and all you got to do is just win and then you're good. Versus if, that guy went all in and his 6 kids are homeless, like not good. Then you lose your wife and all that. So like, that's the thing here, right? And so one thing I can tell you is if you have the ability to go all in, I would say do it. Now, there's a ... There is something you should be looking at when I say that. But like what I mean by this is like, if you're not married, you should go all in if you meet this criteria. Like you're not married, you do not have kids. Okay, dogs or cats don't really count. But if you got no kids, you're not married, and live with your parents, like you should be going all in on wholesaling. There's no reason not to. And this is what I'm telling you, because eventually you are probably gonna have kids and or married, and it's gonna get a lot harder to do this. And if you don't live with your parents, like it gets harder too. But like if you live with your parents, like it's just like everyone looks at that as a curse, but it's a blessing because you can go all in and the repercussions aren't drastic. They're not dire. And most people can't go all in. Like, hey, I'm going to put 70, 80, 90, 100 hours into wholesaling. Guys, I know everyone tells you about work-life balance. Like, screw work-life balance. Like, I'm being dead serious right now. Figure out the work-life balance once you're rich. I figure out work-life balance pretty easy on a plane, on a boat, traveling around the world. Like, I got my work-life balance now. But I think a lot of new wholesalers don't understand this, or they don't really know this part of my journey. But like when I was 18, 19, 20, 17 years old, I had no work-life balance. It was work balance. And the balance was, how do I balance doing all these wholesaling deals? And I made it where I was making so much money, had the teams in place when I was really kind of 20, 21, 22, I was able to have employees more or less work for me. And I was able to kind of sit back and not really have too much time wholesaling, right? I have the whole team doing it. It's kind of the same thing now where I have all this free time. I can do whatever I want. And I just keep making more and more and more and more money. And you just got to look at that, like you are probably not going to have not much balance if you're going all in on wholesaling. But when you go all in on wholesaling, the percent chance, or the chance that you are actually going to go get rich, the chance you're going to become successful, the chance you're going to make it in wholesaling real estate is practically 100% if you go all in and you're in the right market and you talk to me and you're in the communities, this thing. Like, this is it. Guys, we're coming on 2025. This is the best time pretty much ever to get into wholesaling. I don't think there's going to be a better time in the future to get into wholesaling than now, because prices are going to be the cheapest they ever are, because obviously inflation. We have rate cuts cutting down. We have more buyer activity than ever, and we have the best tools of all time coming into wholesaling. Like, there's just no excuse for us not to get rich wholesaling. And the only reason you're not going to get rich wholesaling is not because you didn't watch this video, it's because you just decided not to. So what I'm asking you is make the decision right now. Like, are you going to get rich or are you not? Like, how many more people do you have to go see me post and show that, hey, this is John. He made $30,000. He is way younger than you. He is probably way dumber than you. And he is changing his life. He's taking care of his mom. He's been living the life he wants. He's living in a cool apartment, cool house, whatever. He's got the dream car you got. Not because he's smarter than you, because he's dumber than you, but he was smart enough to just go all in on himself. Like, how many more guys and gals do I have to show you? Because on a daily basis, I show checks and things of all these people, especially me, that just go all in on wholesaling, go all in on their dreams, go all in on themselves. Guys, you have only one life. I've said this so many times. You only have one life. You only have one shot at this. Are you going to spend that shot just playing it safe? I'll make 40 grand a year the rest of my life. Like, are you really you're not watching this video because you want to go play it safe. You're the one who wants to take that risk. And the risk isn't like you're homeless, right? The risk is you stay at that job. The risk isn't homelessness. The risk is you stay at that 50K a year, 60K a year job for the rest of your life. And that risk is when the economy gets a little, because you can make a ton of, when economy's like this, you make a stupid amount of money wholesaling. Now, we can talk about it forever, but when the economy goes like this, and you get laid off your job, now you have no job, you have no income coming in, and you thought your 50K a year salary is going to help you out. Let me give you a little quick news flash. Your company, your corporation doesn't care about you. The CEO doesn't know your name. The president doesn't know your name. Your manager probably kind of knows your name, but that's it. Their boss doesn't know your name. So you are indispensable. You are gone in a second at the company. They could care less about you. And if AI comes in and a robot can replace you, you bet they're going to replace you. They're going to put you on the streets. They could care less about you. So you got to understand that I'm not saying this because I want you to take massive risks. I'm going to tell you there's more risk staying at that job, staying at that company than anything else. So go all in. Decide to go all in for yourself. How many more people do I have to get rich wholesaling for you to actually decide to go into wholesaling? It drives me crazy. I have this thing, it's called wholesaling. I'm giving it to you for free. I'm giving you the tools. I'm giving you everything. But you're deciding not to make a change in life. You're deciding to stay broke. This is a generational curse your family has been stricken with. It's just staying broke disease. Your grandma's broke, your dad's broke, now you're broke. When are you going to make the change? It takes one person in your family to make a change to finally go out here and get rich. I came into your life for a reason. There is a reason why you're watching this video. There's a reason why you're watching me. There's a reason why you're still watching this video. The reason is because I've come into your life for a purpose. Not to go to ask your credit card, but for me to ask, for you to believe in yourself, for you to take action, for you to get rich. Wholesaling real estate. You know what to do. I got a free course, freewholesaling.com. You already see me making millions of dollars. You see all the people subscribed and watching me making millions of dollars. What are you waiting for? What is finally going to make you break? Do you want to be so sick of your job that now you want to finally go all in? And now you got 2 or 3 kids. Now you kind of have to just burn both bridges? Or are you actually just got to go all in right now and get rich young? It is way more fun to get rich young than being rich when you're older. I promise you this. So you need to decide right now what type of man or woman you're going to be. A man or woman of action, a man or woman of change, or a man or woman who's just going to stay the same. I promise you, when you are on your deathbed, when you are about to die, you will not regret trying to go out here and change your life on an awesome, cool business opportunity. Because that job, that corporation to hire, they're always going to be there. But the small window of opportunity for wholesaling that you have now, it ain't going to be here forever. I cannot promise you in 10 years, it's going to be just as good as now. It probably is. I mean, I think it is. But we don't know. It's not guaranteed. The only guarantee is right now, I can give you my guarantee in 30 days, your life can change through wholesaling real estate. Go out here and make the change your life forever. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, go to freewholesaling.com. I decided to make a change in my life and my life has never been the same. Make millions of dollars wholesaling real estate. I don't want your credit card. I want you to become successful. Check it out and I'll see you soon. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.